Now, Daniela, I like to think of decks as the cat of the building world because just like cats, a deck can have more than one life with endless things you can do to them.
Oh, I like that one. Yes. Now, Adam, I like to think of decks as a blank canvas. The same base, but gives you the opportunity to personalise it and make it your own.
Definitely. No matter what way you look at it, there's plenty of things you can do to a deck to make it more functional.
And stylish.
Yes, because we're putting the D back into decks and we're getting D on the tools.
This is going to be a long day with you.
And there's a D in day, so it's just raining Ds.
Baby, you and I,
It's raining
we
D.
get to the end of time. This loving is forever, you should know.
Now, like all good deck renovations, this one needs a clean and some new stain to go down on the boards.
I agree.
Yeah, but there's a few structural things that we need to look at also. This gate, it opens outwards over the stairs, and that's very dangerous because obviously you've got to step back to open it up and you could fall backwards. And the reason they've done that is these stringers, they overhang on the deck and it won't allow the gate to open inwards. So that's going to be the first thing that I look at.
Well, I've got another thing to add to your list as well. We've got some rotting balustrades.
Yep.
Plus, we've got stark walls, wasted space. I think we could turn this into a beautiful outdoor area.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that my list has just gotten really long.
It
so.
really has. So I'll get to the shops.
Yeah, and I'll
You
get
start
started.
building.
We do it for the glory. One shot, no stopping now. We do it for the glory. One chance to wear the crown. We do it for the glory.
With the gate gone, we can really see what's wrong with these stairs. First of all, this top tread, it's in line with the deck. It's meant to be one step down. And also, these stringers, they're just dangerous like we spoke about earlier. So instead of trying to reuse them, they're looking a bit old and shabby, I'm going to build a new set. For the stairs, we're keeping it nice and simple. So I've just picked up these stringers. You can get them off the shelf at the hardware store, and they come in all different sizes. So you can get them bigger, you can get them smaller, you can get them in softwood, hardwood. Basically, we're going to lay them out. Once we're happy with them, we need to cut the treads to size. So I'll just measure in between the rebate. Once they're cut, we screw it all together, sit our stairs in place, fix them off. And that's the easiest set of steps you'll ever make, even in the rain.
The thing that will make a massive difference to the deck is the colour. At the moment, we're working with a lot of warm colours, but I've picked up some charcoal stain for the deck that will pair nicely with wallaby for our trim, and to finish off, winter fog for the garage walls.
Come on, let's lay low. Don't need to feel it, body hot, low. It's always
To break up the wall area, I'm going to use a selection of plants. I'll have climbers going up our trellis, taller plants for height, and some lovely flowers for our planters. And to enjoy all of this, we need somewhere comfortable to sit. I think these fit the ticket.
With the steps installed, I can now start working on the new balustrade. To start off with, I've just put this new piece of decking board in to close up this gap between the existing deck and the posts, which means when we put our balustrade up, we won't have a big hole. For the balustrade, I'm just using a bottom rail and a top rail. Now, this has been pre-painted, and I've got 50mm blocks each end, which is how much I want to keep this bottom rail off. I'll fix that in place. Then I'll sit a baluster at each end, which allows me to sit the top rail in place. For the handrail, there's a few things that you want to remember. The bottom rail, you'll see that I've got the lip facing on the outside. And that's so if someone kicks this baluster, we're not just relying on the fixings, this timber's actually stopping it. Then on the top rail, we've got a groove that the baluster gets locked into. And then it's a matter of just plumbing up your first baluster, working out what gaps you want and fixing it off. I'm just using a fixing gun with some galvanised nails in it.
Well, aren't you clever?
Looks fantastic, doesn't
Looks
it?
amazing.
I'm a little bit hot.
I can tell.
So is that the end of the list?
Definitely not. We still need to stain the deck and paint the wall,
Yep.
but I'm going to compromise with you on this one.
I
You
like
do the deck, I'll do the wall.
I love a compromise. Let's do it.
Let's go.
For the stain, we've chosen a charcoal colour, which goes well with Dee's colour scheme. But the other good thing about it, which I like, is that once we give this a couple of coats, it's really going to blend in with the new and the old boards. Look like a brand new deck.
It's amazing what a difference a coat of paint can make. But this is just the beginning of our transformation. A deck is a prime piece of real estate. I mean, you'd be crazy not to make the most of yours.
Yeah, definitely. And with this one, we've stained it, we've patched it, we've painted it. So what's next, Dave?
Well, the gap between the deck and the garage, it is a wasted space. So
Yeah.
I have an idea to build some planter boxes and a bench seat.
Ooh, beautiful. Sounds like she's all over it. Let's go have a coffee.
I'm keeping it really simple here. I'm building 3 boxes that will stack on top of each other. Now, I'm using Sienna sleepers, which is safe, especially if you come in contact in playgrounds, sand pits, or vegetable gardens. Now, I've had them cut to size, ready to pre-drill. And the countersinking bit makes the job a lot easier. I'm using these rainwater pits for my planters. Now, I have drilled a few holes in the bottom for the drainage. And to support them, I have a bit of pine here that will go on top of the box and they'll fit in nice and snug. Now, to connect my boxes, I'm using these simple stitching plates. And with the top, I'm using the plate on the other side to strengthen it.
It's been a while since I've shown my heart.
Now, if you like the rustic look, you can leave it like this. For a modern, clean, slick look, I'm using a spotted gum decking board. Just make sure you line everything up before you screw it off. In between each board, I'm going to create a 4mm air gap and also gives you a nice shadow line. The sleepers and the spotted gum will make the planters a little heavy, so it pays to get an extra hand or 2.
Everything that you are, you are, you are. Going back to the start, the start, the start.
For the seat, I'm using the same sleeper as I've used inside the box, just a thicker version, and placing it on some timber brackets. Now, to secure it off.
Let 'em take your best shot. Tell 'em bring your A1, yeah.
Our makeshift planters fit like a glove.
Gonna bounce back, who wants your best luck? It don't matter what I say.
And to finish it off, put some mulch underneath, will look pretty as a picture.
Bounce back stronger. Pick it up, yeah.
To construct the gate, I've just taken my measurement and I'm going to be subtracting 40 mils. So I've got a 20 mil gap each side. I'm going to be using some 90 by 35 treated pine to make a simple square frame. First thing I need to do is start cutting everything to size. Gate laid out. To fix it together, I'm using these 150 bugle screws and I'll be coming in from the side. With the perimeter of our gate together, now we want to make sure that we're square so I can get a brace going on the diagonal. The easiest way to check square is just to measure from corner to corner, and if both measurements are the same, we can put our brace in. So I've got my scrap timber here that I'm using as a brace. We sit it in place where we want it to go, and then I'm going to mark long point to long point, and then we can simply just cut it.
They say you know when you know. I'm not letting go. So if you're not ready yet, I'll wait.
Before I hang the gate, I'm just going to paint it in the same colour as the balusters.
I wanna say that you're mine. So if you're not ready yet, I'll wait.
The gate painted and the hardware on. We've got some self-closing hinges on one side. I've got the latch on the other. Now it's just a matter of sitting it in place and screwing it off.
I wanna say that you're mine, so if you're not ready yet, I'll wait. 'Cause when it's good, it's good.
I'm just adding this top rail to the gate. That way it blends in with our balustrade. Then I can simply attach all our balusters.
I began to run.
Hey, Ads. I've noticed you've got screws and nails in the gate.
That's a very good observation. Yeah, that's not because I want us to patch up more holes. That's because the balusters are on the outside of the gate. So when it's closed, that's going to prevent anyone from kicking them off. Just makes
Magic.
it a bit stronger. What have we got here?
Well, I'm ready for the screens. Would you
Yeah,
like to give
beautiful.
us a hand?
Definitely. Now, you're putting planters on this, aren't you?
Correct.
So, yeah, so we've just got these nuts and we'll put them behind the fixings. That way we'll leave it off the wall a little bit
Yeah.
and we'll allow you to put planters on.
All right, let's go. Hey, Ads, I've got a bit of a handy tip. Now, if
Yeah.
you're a renter and you don't want to screw into the wall,
Yeah.
I've got these hooks, which are great for your planters. And they just
Oh, look at
lock
that.
in like that.
Yeah, it just locks into the perp. That's a great idea.
Now?
Does this mean we're ready for plants?
We're ready for plants.
Let's get naughty. We can have some fun. Join the party. Each and every one. Let's get naughty. We can have some fun. Join the party. Each and
Well, Ads, I think we've turned this outdoor area into an entertainer's dream.
Oh, it's absolutely remarkable. I mean, it's hard to remember what it looked like. Bit of stain, a lick of paint, it just freshens the whole place and just fixing up a little bits and pieces. But I'm really loving what you've done over there with the planters and that bench seat. So
Well, thank
inviting.
you. I think it's time for us to sit down and have some antipasto.
Oh, yes, mangiare, mangiare.
Is that the best?
That's the best thing you've said all day.